Even before he takes office, President-elect Donald Trump is crowing about his ability to bring American jobs back. In a deal with United Technologies, a parent company of Carrier, Trump announced 1,100 jobs at their Indiana factory will not move to Mexico. In exchange, the company will receive $7 million in tax credits and training grants over the next 10 years. While that's great news for workers whose jobs were saved, the 1,100 number is misleading. It's more like 800 jobs that will remain. Approximately 550 union jobs will still go to Mexico. 300 more jobs were never scheduled to leave. A second United Technologies plant in Huntington is closing, and it's moving 700 jobs to Mexico. James Pethokoukis is an economist at the conservative American Enterprise Institute, and he has called this deal chilling. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
So the responses have been divided, I think, between people who are cheering, hey, jobs were saved, and if you're one of the 730 to 800 people whose jobs were saved, that's an amazing thing, to others bemoaning the way that this was done. Where do you stand on it?
Listen, I'm concerned. I want businesses making decisions based on what they think is best for their customers and their shareholders, and over the long term, what's best for their workers. What I don't want is businesses making decisions based on what the whims of politicians, including the President of the United States. This is a kind of a weird situation where we have a business telegraphing for some time that the economics of their business meant to be competitive, they need to be making products somewhere else where labor costs less. And they made that decision. And then the president decided, you know what, I know better. That you can, trust me, you can make these jobs here and everything will be just fine. Maybe it'll be somewhat less profitable, but you'll be okay. And I mean, we elected Donald Trump president. We did not elect him to be chairman of the board of every company in America.
It's very hard to spin saving jobs as a bad thing.
But it's the job of the president to take a longer view. If they had moved to some other place in the United States, would he have saved their job? Well, maybe not. Workers have to be prepared that not only might their jobs go overseas, but they might go elsewhere. But for the long-term business viability of Carrier, listen, they're owned by a big company, United Technologies, which also has government contracts. And I'm sure at the end of the day, and the CEO has even, sort of implied this, that it was really less about any kind of, tax breaks they got, but they were very worried about losing those government contracts. But if this was a standalone company, Carrier, which didn't have a big wealthy corporate parent, they would really be at risk.
Here's an interesting quote. The free market has been sorting it out and America's been losing. That's from the incoming Vice President, Mike Pence. I thought Republicans were supposed to be all about the free market and all about free enterprise.
Right.
I haven't really heard elected officials on the GOP side decrying what they are seeing happening.
Right. Well, listen, it's their president. He won. He beat Hillary Clinton. This is one of the first big things he's done, even though he's not president yet, as president-elect. And polls say this is very popular. So I think at this point, they're going with their guy and what the polls say. But that is just wrong, what Mike Pence said. Listen, we have had more open trade over the past 30 or 40 years. This economy has created 50 million jobs, I think, since the early 1980s. The market's doing just fine, but that doesn't mean there aren't going to be losers, people left behind, and government should have been doing more all this time to help people who have lost their jobs. But free trade has been good for America.
A water bill passed in the Senate that had a provision about buying American steel in it that House Republicans removed. So.
Right.
Now I'm really confused about what House Republicans want, because I would have thought...
The Republican Party is confused, I think, right now, about what they want, so that's
the
fine.
Democrats, too,
right,
so it all
right.
going together. But, to some degree, from the PR perspective, buy American steel seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to put in a bill.
So by making companies buy American steel, you're raising the cost for every other company that uses steel. Therefore, the products they make, whether used by consumers or business, are more expensive. I think the Republican Party is trying to figure out what exactly they believe about economics.
James, thanks so much. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for having me on.